Yes, so the entity we have identified as customer. And what are all the attributes of customer? That's all. This is enough now. Okay, we will create an entity class, and there is no customer table also present. And then we will have a interface. What is that? Repository interface, right? Customer repository interface. Then we will have service. What it will be? Customer service. We will have a REST controller. Customer controller, right? This is what we will do in a backend. So let's finish the backend part. I'm going to create a Spring Starter project. Shall I do this Spring Starter, or should I use start at spring.io? This is fine, huh? Okay. The name of the project, what we can do? Customer service. Okay. com dot customer. Which project it is? E-commerce project. Package name. What are the things we need to have? For controller, we need Spring Web, Spring Data JPA, Oracle driver. Anything else we need? We can use developer tools for auto refresh and all. Sometimes that is a disturbance, so I don't use it. So 26%, 79. Getting created. In our previous projects, did we use any database? Spring.data source. Yes. So what we can do is we can use the same here. The project is ready now. Go for resources, application properties, and port number is our choice, right? Any available port number. Oracle username, password, fine only. Okay. Save and close. Now go for step number 1. Entity class called customer. Right click src main Java. Even you can right click the base package. Right click the base package. Only sub packages. Sub package name is model. Customer is the entity class. I can use entity annotation because we have added the dependency for Spring Data JPA. Table name will be same name, so no need to change. ID, name, phone, email. ID for primary key. Auto generation means generated value. Strategy equal to auto. What are the other things we will do? Constructor, getter, setter. ToString is not necessary. For logging purpose we can use it. Entity is ready now. Right click the base package. Next one, interface. Customer repository. Interface extends another interface. JPA repository. Entity is a customer type. Primary key is a integer. Next step number 3, service. Right click base package, new class, customer service annotation. Did we use repository annotation here? Yes. Okay. What we auto wired here? Customer repository is auto wired. Now basic CRUD operations: create, read, update, delete. Create will be taking a parameter of type customer. Read and read by ID. Update means customer. Delete ID. Now we are going to use CR to complete this task. CR dot save return find all. These things are familiar, right? Okay. Now find by ID. Check if there is any customer find for this ID. CR dot find by ID. You are finding by primary key. You get optional if is present, then only what we do, customer initially null, now it is no more null. Customer equal to get customer. So if it is not found, it will return null. If it is found, it will return object. For every if, it is good practice to have set bracket, good practice to have only one return statement. Update, again find, if it is there, update, otherwise return null. So what I am going to do, find by ID. The customer object has the ID. If present, then only we update, else we return null. So how do we update? Save method only. CR dot save of customer. Delete, again find and delete. Customer is null if customer is found, then we need to delete it. Customer equal to temp dot get. CR dot delete of customer. Return customer. If you return null, customer is not found for the given ID, so nothing to delete. So these things we are already familiar now. Now go to controller, right click, new class. This belongs to controller package. Customer controller is a REST controller. What do we auto wire it here? Customer service, isn't it? Sometimes people create a repository and directly go to controller, auto wire the repository. That's also possible. Now, what are all the things? Same. Get, post, put, delete, right? So, what are all the methods? First, to get to know, retrieve all customers. Update, delete. Second get method is by ID, right? Find customer by ID. Then add customer, update customer, remove customer. What we will have parameter would be customer. What? There is no need for any parameter for retrieving all customer, no? Here it should be get mapping, correct? Get mapping. Something common URL we can have it, request mapping of customer. So get mapping, this is going to return all customer. Customer service dot read. This is auto where, no? Find customer by ID is also get mapping, but we need to accept one path variable called ID. So that should be mapped using path variable like this. And this time, how will you return one customer? Customer service dot read by ID. So the return type would be customer. Next, add will be what mapping? Post mapping, and here request body should be there, no? Customer is a parameter, because if you use postman, you will send it in the body, not in the URL. Here it is sent in the URL, here it is not sent in the URL. Customer service dot create customer. Update customer will be which mapping? Put mapping. Request body update of customer. Remove customer would be which mapping? Delete mapping, and there should be a path variable called ID. And return delete of ID. Then, so we are going to test this REST API. So first run this. Go to application.java, control F11, run as a Java application. So first what we are seeing is account is locked, HR account is locked. I have uninstalled Oracle and reinstalled. So what happens is account is under lock. Okay. Alter user HR account unlock. Okay, unlocked. Then alter user HR. Before I do that, see the password should be changed. Otherwise, what happens? Let's see. Now, account lock issue is solved. No. Next issue is logon denied. Means password is not correct. Alter user HR identified by password. Now, restart the program. Second issue is also resolved. Now see that the table is being created. Create table customer and started. Port number 8081 is available. So now describe hr.customer table is being created. And we are going to postman and type the URL local HTTP. Instead of typing that, we can go to browser and copy it. Localhost colon 8081 slash customer 0. Copy this to Postman. In post mapping, we are going to give ID, name, what else? Phone, email. ID auto generated, right? So that means we should have a constructor without ID, no? That means the entity class customer should have a constructor without ID. So what I do, remove that. We can have multiple constructors in a class. So restart. Okay. Now ID is not given. Right? Name Raja. Phone. Email. Now I'm going to send it. Done. Go into the browser and refresh. Yes, added. In Oracle also we can run select star from customer. One row is added. And we can test put mapping, delete mapping, everything also. Okay. So a couple of records I'm going to add. Siva. Added. I'm going to do update now. So what is the ID of Siva 2? ID colon 2 comma Siva is changed to Siva Kumar. This time what I should do for updation, put mapping, send it. Now refresh the screen, Siva Kumar, right? In database also Siva Kumar. Update is working fine. So I'm going to test delete mapping /2. Now Siva Kumar would be deleted successful. So backend is done. I'm going for front end. In Angular, I have to create an Angular project, right? So already we have an Angular project which is running like this. I can just create one component to that. Ng generate component called customer. Then I will go to app component.html, sign up component, I comment it, and I'll be doing app-customer here, but still this is under construction. Okay, now save the file. Can you see that customer works? I have commented this line now, sign up. Now customer component is plugged here. So let's go for customer component, and we are using reactive forms module. Means we go from TypeScript first, create an object representation of the form, then come to the HTML form. So customer form for CRUD operations, okay, all related to customer, add, update, delete, we are going to do it here. We need a form builder. So form builder is not coming here, we can take it from here. Form builder, right? So customer component.ts, paste it here. Now form builder is there. In constructor we are going to use customer form is equal to this dot form builder dot group. And what are the things available in this customer? ID, name, phone, email. So ID, name, phone, email. Done. Let's go for HTML code. Form group is equal to customer form. Okay. What are the things customer have? Okay, we can type it. ID, name, phone, email. ID is a number, name, input text, phone is also a number, or you can use text because 91 hyphen and all come. Input colon email. Form control name equal to ID. As you said, you can copy this. Name, phone, email. Can give bootstrap class also. Form hyphen control. And then we can have buttons like add, update, delete. Update like this. So how this looks like, any mistakes we have done, here it will show you compilation error, right? Something typing mistake, double quotes is missing. Email, how it is unnoticed. Now see, this is how the customer form looks like. While doing a server JSP program, we displayed all the customers as a tabular format also. No, we can also do that here. So first of all, Angular form is trying to access a REST API in backend. So for that, the controller should permit cross origin. Okay, I have not done cross origin here. Let's see the error and then come back to this one. Okay, so how can an Angular project access a REST API? We will do this with the help of HTTP client. So what we have to do, we have to import HTTP client module. Where do we import? App module TS, right? In app module TS only, we will import any other module, right? So go to app module TS, import section. As I told you, it will not help you HTTP client module. So we will have to do it manually. Import something from Angular common HTTP. Semicolon is optional. Now once you import it, it will help. See, HTTP client module. You understand that? HTTP client module should be imported in app module. Second thing, next step, we create a service. We create a service that access the REST API. So how to create a service in Angular? ng generate service name, or ng generate service name. So that's what I'm going to do now. Ng generate service. This is going to be customer service. We will create 4 or 5: read, update, delete, create. So 5 methods in this. So go to customer.service.ts and create the methods. What are the methods? Get all customers. This is a read method. Find customer by ID. Then add customer. Then update customer. Then delete customer. Okay, all of them have some common URL, no? Base URL. Base URL is equal to something. What is that base URL? Here it is, no? This is the base URL. This part is common for all HTTP requests. So for get customer, what I am going to do? So we have imported a module, HTTP client module, and that HTTP client module have a component called HTTP client that I am going to do dependency injection here. Private any name colon HTTP client. Ensure that this is imported correctly. This HTTP is used to do that. Return this dot HTTP dot get of this dot URL. This dot base URL. This is unnecessarily added. We can delete it. Now all of you listen here. This dot HTTP dot get of URL. That means this is using in Postman. It is similar to choosing get mapping and giving this URL. This URL is correct. We have copied only. Okay. So fine. What does this method returns? This method returns an observable. That means an asynchronous way of sending result, like you learned in Ajax. Okay, this is get all customers. Second one, find customer by ID. What should be the parameter we need to send for finding the customer by ID? ID of type number. Number or any, there is not a issue. This dot HTTP dot get of base URL appended by slash ID, right? Able to understand this? This URL slash 2, that's what we have done now, similar to that, slash ID. Add customer means what is that we need to send? Customer object only we need to send. We don't have a class called customer, so any. That is a JSON string. This time for adding a new customer, what should be the HTTP method? Post. And what is the base URL? URL is correct, but we need to send it as a body. So comma customer, not appending. See, here we are appending ID to the URL, but here we are sending it to the body, not appending to the URL. Update customer also similar. Customer HTTP put mapping base URL comma customer. Then delete mapping. For delete we need to send ID. This time this dot base URL appended with a ID. Done. So we have created the service. We are going to call the service from button click event now. So go for customer component dot ts. So there is a service class which we need to access from component, means we need to inject it, dependency injection, to the constructor, comma private customer service any name, object name, customer service. See how we are able to dependency inject it. Now I need to display all the customer in tabular format. So for that I need to, in the initial stage itself, in init method itself, I am going to call the get all customers method of customer service. So this dot customer service dot get all customers. So when you call this method, what you get? Observable. So you need to subscribe that. Subscribe is a callback method. We are going to use arrow function. Data is equal to this one. So this data I'm going to store it in a global variable. Customers plural. It's an array actually. Customers is an array. So this dot customers equal to data. If you want a confirmation, we can use console.log and see what is that data we received from the server. Actually, we will get error. We will get error because that cross origin is not enabled. Now inspect console. Can you see the customer component in init method itself? We are calling a service method that is giving an error called course policy blocked. CORS. What is CORS? CORS stands for cross origin resource sharing. So there is a service running in 8081. There is a service running in 4200. They don't have access to each other, cross origin. So this is going, I am going to enable this. See how I do that. There is an annotation called cross origin, and then origins equal to a string array. In Java, string array means set brackets. HTTP localhost 4200. 4200 I am enabling. Restart the server now. After this restart, we are not going to get any error. See that? And we got the result actually. This the database contain only one row. You are getting that one row here. Understand that? So if you add one more record, okay, Siva Kumar is there now. Go for post mapping. URL doesn't have ID. Send. Added. Now can you see how many customers you got? Raja and Siva Kumar. 2 customers, right? So I'm going to show you how to display these 2 records in a tabular format. So go to HTML, write a table here. In Bootstrap, you might have learned table related classes in Bootstrap. Table itself is a class. Table bordered, table striped, table hover, all these things I'm using. And then T-head contains TR and TH. TH heading. What are the headings? ID, name. We can see and type from here now. Phone, email. Now are we able to see the headings here? Fine. Now T body, that is dynamic. For as many customers present, it should be in a loop. So a TR should have a loop. In Angular, if an element contains loop, that element will be repeated for as many loop iterations. So I'm going to use ng for is equal to let customer short form of customers. So what is this customers? This is a variable we have defined in the TypeScript. Customers, that is received from the REST API. So inside this tr, I'm going to have td. First column is id, no? Interpolation c dot id, because c is one of the customer. 2 we have deleted, no, that's why 3 jumping. And then c dot name. We got name. What else? C dot phone. Okay, then C dot email. Now we are going to work on add, update and delete. So when I click add button, something should happen, means I need to do what binding? Event binding. So create a function in TypeScript and bind it. So let's go to the TypeScript function add customer. Okay, so alert adding. So let's bind this function to here. Click equal to fn add customer. Now go and click this button, adding, right? So that means this click event of the button is bound to this function. So when I call this REST API for adding a customer, I need to supply the object of customer as a JSON. So first of all, where is that JSON, right? So first what I do, console.log. This form itself, we have an object representation already. This dot customer form dot value, right? So let's go for inspect console, clear the console. Now I'm going, ID is auto generated, I ignore. Jag at india.com. I'm going to click button, add button and see the console. So what I get is a JSON that contains ID, name, phone, email, right? ID is optional. This is what we send in Postman. So this is available now. Comment this line or leave it. How to call customer service? This dot customer service dot add customer of this one. This is what the JSON. I'm going to paste it here. And this is going to subscribe only. A subscribe will get a callback data. I'm going to display that callback data in console.log so that I can understand whether it is successful or not. Bracket should be closed. Semicolon. Okay. Now go here, clear this screen. So far there are 2 records only now. Here we can refresh. There are only customer ID 1 and 3. Now I am going to add Dinesh at gmail.com. Click add. Now we send this one. We got response of this one. When I sent, I didn't give ID. When I get response, I get ID. So refresh the window. It's added. Now refresh this window also. Can you see that it is added? 3 records. Now we need to go for update and delete. For update, I am going to create a function called fn update customer, and I'm going to bind this to this one, second button. Fn update customer. You can better copy and paste. This is, here it is, update customer. So the same way, what is different here in update and add? Only this is different. Then I'm going to check if update is working fine or not. So 4 is already there. Dinesh is changed to Dinesh Srinivasan, right? Phone number also I'm going to change. Dinesh at gmail.com. This time I'm going to click update. After update, I'm going to refresh this screen. Can you see Dinesh Srinivasan getting updated? Phone number also updated. Refresh the window. Here also this change reflecting. Now what else we need to do? Delete. Delete customer. Better to copy this method name and go here. Click is equal to F and paste. Now coming here, ID only is required. So we can declare a variable called ID, which is equal to this dot customer form dot controls dot id dot value. Whether this is right or wrong, we can use log to check it. Now go here. I'm going to use an id called 4. Delete. Can you see 4 here? That means that is correct only. So call customer service dot delete customer of id dot subscribe and callback data I'm going to display in log. So data. Then so let's go for 4. Delete and check this window. It's deleted. Refresh this window also. It's deleted. So I'm going to start Control Shift